Have you seen this thing yet? It looks like a handheld gaming device. It's a full-blown Windows computer in your hand. It's not cheap, and I'm gonna take it for a test and show you what it's all about. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk, and we're talking today about this. This is the Asus ROG Ally handheld gaming device, and it's for gaming, but it's essentially a Windows computer with full-blown graphics acceleration that you can play in the palm of your hand. Really cool. These things aren't cheap, but it could essentially be your gaming PC. You can even dock it, hook it up to a full-blown monitor. So let's take this over to the table and unbox the Asus ROG Ally.
And there it is. There's the box for the ROG Ally. Pretty heavy box, actually. You feel like there's a hefty piece of hardware in here. You can see I cut the tape ahead of time to make this easy. On the side of the box, ROG Ally. On the other side, Republic of Gamers, and what has become their iconic logo now. And then on the back, we have some specs. So we'll take a closer look at some of these specs. It just sort of goes through what's inside. You've got a 7-inch LCD on this thing, an AMD Z1 CPU, 512 gigs of storage. You've got 16 gigs of RAM, USB Type 3.2, and then the OS, it talks about some basic specs there. On the bottom, you've got this sticker here, a barcode. That's pretty much it. The RC71L must be the specific model number that we're talking about here. So let's get this box set down and let's open this up and see what's inside the box itself. So we've got the unit right there, right when we open it up, and this card is basically telling you how to charge it and how to turn it on. I mean, if you can't do that, you probably shouldn't own one of these. And man alive, does this have every single language in the world on here? I think it does. Plug in and power on in any language you could ever imagine right there. Okay, I'll set that aside. Here is the Ally itself, the handheld. But let me show you the top of the box here, because there seems to be something inside the box. Let me show you the instructions here. It looks like some sort of stand. That's cool. It's kind of a neat little surprise there on the top. Take a look. It's got the ROG written right there, and it's literally just kind of a piece of cardboard that is a place for you to set your handheld in. It's a nice surprise, but I'll be honest here. When you feel it, it's essentially kind of pressed cardboard packaging. I don't think this will hold up much. It'd be nice if maybe this was actual plastic, like molded plastic or something, a little stand for your handheld, but you know, kind of a cool little Easter egg nonetheless. So let's get the handheld out itself. It's got a plastic wrapping on the outside, just some basic instructions on how to get this thing started, telling you to hold down left and the button here. That's interesting. I'll get the plastic off and reveal the handheld. It's pretty big. You know, one of the first things you realize is how wide this is. I mean, it's got a pretty big screen on it, so it's basically a 7-inch tablet in many ways, with controllers already attached to the side of it. So you know it's big going into it, but you get this thing in your hand and you think, wow, kind of like the Nintendo Switch. It feels wider than I originally thought it was going to be, and these things are even heftier than that. So here it is. Here's the handheld. And you've got the controllers on the left here. You've got a D-pad. You've got an analog pad. A couple of buttons there. Looks like a speaker or some sort of maybe air intake there. Probably a speaker. Then you've got your X, Y, A, and B buttons. A couple of extra shortcut buttons. And another analog pad. Sort of what you'd expect. On the back, we've got probably, there's your air intake grill. We've got a couple of back buttons there. I like that iridescent rainbow strip. Isn't that cool? On the top, you've got your power button, a couple of lights, volume up, volume down, and then here's your USB-C port right there, as well as a port for an external graphics card if you want to add that. You've got a micro SD slot, you've got a headphone port, and then on the top you do have those bumper buttons. So you've got 2 on each side. Oh, I like how this one kind of pushes backwards. Very good tactile feel. You know, Asus ROG, they know what they're doing when it comes to making good controllers and buttons and all that kind of stuff. What else is in the box? Let's see, because there does seem to be a couple of more things in the bottom of the box here. And let's flip this open. It's a charging brick, and it's not a removable cable. This is a hard molded cable right there into the charging brick. And this thing probably sucks down a lot of power. I'm assuming that it probably needs a decent amount of power to charge. So this is a charger you're going to want to hold on to. You're probably not going to want to use some cheap, 5 amp charger for this. You're going to want to use the one that came with it. It is a standard USB-C plug for charging, but I'm going to set that aside and make sure I use that to charge this guy up. All right, what else is in here? It could just be filler. I'm not sure that there actually is much else in here. Here we go. Looks like we've got some very, standard instruction manuals. This is the Asus warranty information form. It's got your serial number there, and then this is the instruction manual itself. But let's be honest, it's a handheld computer. I mean, it runs Windows. It plays games. Other than getting it started, I don't know if there's much use for a manual. Nobody's gonna read this. I'm not gonna read it. Again, warranty information, some information about the manufacturer. Just all very, very standard stuff here inside the box. So that's it. Nothing else inside the box, just some more cardboard filler, and you kind of get through it. So you've got the device itself, you've got the charger, you've got a cool little charging stand thing that was in the top of the box, and those manuals, and that's it. So here it is. Here's the Asus ROG Ally handheld computer gaming device. I don't know exactly what you want to call it. I'll push the power button. Oh, there you go. Hi, Republic of Gamers logo. You're looking pretty cool. Oh, that's a cool little animation there too. This is not a full-blown test. I powered it on, but I haven't even tested this thing out yet. Ooh, look at that. Look at the LEDs built into the controllers. That is slick. Nice job. And you'll notice this thing booted into Windows. It is, I know it's a weird thing to look at it, isn't it, and see Windows on this little handheld device, but it is full-blown Windows. So I'm going to dive more into this. Comment below, what do you guys want to see? What do you want to know about this? What do you want me to test? Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you get those new videos. The full review of the Asus ROG Ally handheld gaming device is coming soon. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.